Hey everyone, our last novel for Vampire Week is called Fever Dream by George R.R. Martin. Now to put this in perspective, Fever Dream came out in 1982. So it was published in 1982. He didn't start writing the Game of Thrones books till 1996. So they're over 10 years apart. I had no idea that he had even written vampire fiction. So it's really exciting to be able to get an opportunity to read this and to just dive into it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll read the first few pages here. All right, the clerk bobbed his head nervously. Mr. York won't be in his room, Captain. You'll find him in the dining room taking his meal. Now? At this hour? Marsh glanced at the ornate hotel clock, then loosed the brass buttons of his coat and pulled out his own gold pocket watch. 10 past midnight, he said, incredulous. You say he's eaten? Yes, sir, that he is. He chooses his own times, Mr. York, and he's not the sort to say no to, Captain. Abner Marsh made a rude noise deep in his throat, pocketed his watch, and turned away without a word, setting off across the richly appointed lobby with long, heavy strides. He was a big man and not a patient one, and he was not accustomed to business meetings at midnight. He carried his walking stick with a flourish, as he had never had the misfortune, and was still the man he had been. The dining room was almost as grand and lavish as the main saloon on a big steamer, with cut glass chandeliers and polished brass fixtures, and tables covered with fine white linen and the best china and crystal. During normal hours, the tables would have been full of travelers and steamboat men, but now the room was empty, most of the lights extinguished. Perhaps there was something to be said for midnight meetings after all. Marsh reflected. At least he would have to suffer no condolences. Near the kitchen door, 2 waiters were talking softly. Marsh ignored them and walked to the far side of the room where a well-dressed stranger was dining alone. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please go ahead and comment if you want for me to read any other vampire books. We'll go ahead and do a part 2 of this. But thank you for joining. Bye, everyone.